Shortly, and a cop from an entirely different academy, Telly Savalas, will be breaking out the lollipops as Kojak, just after the ITN News headlines, which is next.
Startline, Bradford and Bingley's unique no-hassle home buying service, includes specialist advice, the promise of a loan even if you haven't found your ideal home yet, a card to prove it, and a kit to help you track your progress and keep a record of all the important details.
Oh, it's all go, isn't it?
Startline, from Bradford and Bingley right up to your new doorstep. Our plans are built around yours.
G'day. We have country fairs a lot like this back home.
Mind you.
I don't think that'll ever replace the boomerang. Anyhow, let's see how your local brew compares to ours. Like liquid gold trickling over your taste buds.
4 rounds bottoms, please.
I think I'll give the pub grub on this.
Foster's, the Amber Nectar.
Peugeot 309. You've never been here before.
Isn't it funny how preparing the smallest room for decoration can suddenly become a huge nightmare? Don't worry, help is at hand. Our heat gun's strong but sensitive. Our high-performance sander's tougher than the nastiest plasterwork, but its speed control gives you a gentler touch. One thing's certain, you can cut decorating down to size with Black & Decker. Tough tools for tough jobs.
Guten Morgen!
Morning, Klaus.
Ah, Café Haag.
Yes.
Smells good.
Tastes all right, too.
Café Haag is naturally decaffeinated for a richer, smoother flavor.
Enough for two, yeah?
You're absolutely right.
Café Haag. When coffee tastes this good, who needs caffeine?
Boy, come only after the sun. If let the wood in the winter, if bin a bin and block on the wood, plus the brush down in the can of saddling, to block on the wood is good. Saddling the organ blick.
All over the world, people who care about wood value the long-lasting protection of Saddlin. And now you can buy it all over Britain. You can rely on it too.
Hosted on Saddling, it's the guest in the bag.
Saddlin, if you value your wood.
For late-night conversation on Central, join Donahue.
You don't mind talking about it?
Well, that's what the show's about, isn't it?
See, I was supposed to.
Just listen to Donahue.
It all makes sense.
Got a problem? Talk about it.
That's the way it starts.
Join Phil Donahue for more late-night conversation Sundays and Wednesdays on Central.
You're watching Central. Time now for the latest news from ITN.
It's the 5th night for 50 hostages aboard the hijacked Kuwaiti plane. The jumbo jet is now in darkness on the tarmac at Larnaca Airport in Cyprus. The Shia Muslim hijackers have offered to free some of the hostages in exchange for refueling. The Cypriot authorities say they'll refuel the plane when all of the hostages have been released. One was murdered yesterday morning. Another, who was ill, has been released. This report from Penny Marshall in London.
Dawn on Saturday at Larnaca Airport, and for the 50 hostages on board the Kuwait Airlines Jumbo, the 5th day of captivity. The hijackers were demanding fuel. They said they'd murder a hostage if their request wasn't met. The Cypriot authorities refused, and 15 minutes after the deadline passed, the hijackers carried out their threat. The Kuwaitis said the victim was a member of their security services returning home from leave. He'd been shot 3 times in the neck. In the afternoon, negotiations were stepped up, initially by radio and then face-to-face at the top of airline steps. One of the negotiators was a member of the Palestine Liberation Organization. As darkness fell, the hijackers agreed to release one of their hostages, a Kuwaiti businessman who was ill. He was taken to a waiting ambulance. The hijackers said his release was a gesture of goodwill, not a sign of weakness. Tonight, no radio messages have passed between the control tower and the plane. Negotiations appear to have stopped.
Here, 3 mothers have gone into the record books with their own test tube baby boom. They gave birth to 5 healthy babies within hours of each other in a private London hospital. The babies, 4 boys and a girl, were delivered after the mothers were treated using a new method.
I think that was almost more exciting than the delivery, is finding out that she had actually conceived and waiting all that time, 6 years. And the 9 months afterwards seemed to go quickly.
Golf, and Sandy Lyle goes into the last round of the US Masters in Augusta, Georgia, with a 2-shot lead over 2 Americans, Ben Crenshaw and Mark Calcavecchia. Lyle shot a par 72 on his 3rd round. That's it for now. I'll be back a bit later in the morning. See you then.
See the big names in action on Central. Monday nights, don't miss the Star Movie, a great season of films featuring the Hollywood legends. Audrey Hepburn, James Stewart, Humphrey Bogart, Jack Nicholson, Charles Bronson, Paul Newman and Michael Caine. Don't miss the Star Movie, Mondays on Central.
And the stars don't come much bigger or better than Humphrey Bogart. He features in the classic movie The Caine Mutiny as the ball-bearing, clicking Captain Queeg. The Caine Mutiny is at midnight on Monday. Next tonight, though, Who Loves You, Baby? It's Kojak.